Hello, my name is Paul Franks, and I'm going to be leading one of the Danish Diabetes Academy's challenges for 2017.
In 2011, the IDF estimated that 366 million people had diabetes worldwide. By 2030, this number will have exceeded more than 500 million men, women, and children. Although genetics plays a major role in type 2 diabetes, there's no doubt that lifestyle factors that promote obesity are the major causal factors. But the major challenge for type 2 diabetes prevention and treatment is that people vary in their susceptibility to the risk factors and their response to the interventions. Indeed, there's no one-size-fits-all solution for type 2 diabetes prevention and treatment. As this eloquent study published in 2015 showed, the same foods that cause major glycemic excursions in some people produce no glycemic response in others. You might ask if this is nature or nurture. But that's a bit like asking which is more important, your harness or your canopy as you leap out the back of a plane. Let's face it, they're mutually important, and that's the same with genes and the environment when it comes to type 2 diabetes. Let's instead consider a model of primers and catalysts, where an individual's biological variation modulates the way in which exposures and treatments affect their blood glucose control. And that's the vision of precision medicine, the use of biological characteristics for the patient to predict their susceptibility to risk factors, their response to interventions, and the extent to which they're likely to experience unnecessary side effects. The objective being to reduce costs, improve patient welfare, and reduce risk.
I'm here close to Malaga, where the winter school will be in March, and enjoying a little bit of winter sun and thinking about what we're going to be doing together as part of this new Danish Diabetes Academy way of educating around concepts that are critical to diabetes prevention, treatment and management. So I can begin by saying that this is really an exciting new topic. I think it's a new way that I've certainly come across for educating people around the very important issues related to diabetes. And so I'm really excited about being able to work with you to see how this pans out. Now, I think it'll be a lot of fun, but there are a few expectations that we have of you to make sure that this goes well. We need to make sure that you fully engage in the challenge. You've really got to put yourselves into this and to make the most out of it, to make it work. You've got to use your creativity. You've got to think around the concepts, think out of the box. Don't think as a student in the classroom, but think as a practitioner, as an educator, as a knowledge guru. Think in a way that you're not accustomed to normally thinking of when you enter into educational programs. You've got to work as a team. This isn't about the individual. This is about getting the most out of working together with other people. There's going to be some really bright students on your course around you, including you, and you want to make the most of them and the faculty who will be teaching on the course and delivering lectures. So work well as a team. Don't hold back. Think as critically as you can. Think about the topics, don't just accept them, and ask questions. Fire things back at me and at Daniel and the other educators on the course, and make sure that you're getting every drop of detail you can out of us and the way that we think about these things. And make sure that you're really dedicated to this process, because if you are, I'm really confident you're going to get much back from it. So, what's in all of this for you and your team? Well, we hope that by delivering this educational program in a new and somewhat different way, you'll learn more than you would do normally by sitting in the classroom and just listening to lectures. We also want you to build links, networks, collaborations with people who you're likely to work with in the future, and that could be senior researchers as well as your peers, your classmates, other postdocs and fellows attending the program. We want you to create a solution. We want something tangible to emanate from the experience of going through the diabetes challenge. So something that comes out at the end of all of this that's actually useful. We want you to earn recognition and respect from your peers and your senior researchers. We want you to be able to market yourself and identify yourself amongst the many, many talented people that you work with, both in your host institutions, on the diabetes challenge, but also more globally. There are it's a competitive world out there. We're working with a lot of brilliant people, so we want to help you stand out and really make you shine like a star. And at the end of it all, you're going to get the chance to win a travel grant from the Danish Diabetes Academy. As we all know, money is not growing on trees, and so the opportunity to win this should hopefully facilitate you heading off somewhere nice for a good course or congress in the future. Okay, so here's the goal. The challenge is there to make you think creatively about important issues related to diabetes medicine, but with a specific focus on precision medicine. As a key part of this challenge, you and your team will be asked to give a 5-minute presentation in Malaga that pitches the concept and ideas that you've developed. To get you started, I'll give you the headlines for each of 9 slides we'd like you to create. The rest is up to you. And remember, this needs to fit into a 5-minute verbal pitch, so stay focused. So your first slide will have your team name and the date of your presentation. And if you really want to, you can add a logo too. Your second slide will overview the challenge. In your third slide, I need you to describe your creative solution. Slide 4 will explain why your solution will improve the well-being of patients. In slide 5, clarify how your solution will be tested and implemented in practice. Slide 6, address cost effectiveness, how this will be evaluated and what the assumptions and implications are. Slide 7, what are the caveats to your challenge? Slide 8, what are the future perspectives? Where's this heading? And then end up with a thank you slide, just to round everything off. Okay, let's talk a bit about content. Well, to make this process work well, there are a few things we'll need you to focus on. The first is that you'll need to open your minds so you soak up as much knowledge as your brain can handle. It needs to be dripping with knowledge by the end of the challenge. The second thing is that you'll need to collaborate with your peers to maximize the creative perspectives within your team. Working together is essential because we believe each and every one of you will bring something special to your team, and that the solution you create will be better if it reflects the thoughts and ideas of the entire team, not just those who are naturally inclined to lead. Third, you'll need to be well read. Make sure that your solution is properly informed by existing literature and goes beyond current practices. We want you to create something new, but this needs to be built on the foundations that already exist. And here's a couple of specific details to include. As you build your solution, make sure you identify key details that you and your team focus on. Try to be systematic about this process, as it will help you build a robust, creative, and well-informed solution. I also want you to outline 10 key points of advice and 10 corresponding keywords to accompany your solution. Okay team, let's wrap this up. Your next steps. So I provided you with some links to some YouTube videos, some newspaper clips and some journal articles that I think are particularly interesting and relevant to what's currently going on in the field of precision medicine in diabetes. But more importantly, I need you to be independent about this. Don't rely on me to spoon feed you the information you'll need to generate your solution. Make it your own. Make sure you get dug into the literature and really understand the details. And I'll be here, of course, to be a sounding board, to provide some advice and feedback if you get stuck, and you can contact me by email, by Skype, or by phone, and I'll be available for discussion as needed. But show your independence, make this something special for yourself, and teach us all something new about precision medicine and how it can be used in the prevention, prediction, and treatment of diabetes. So we'll all meet in March in Malaga. I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to be a really interesting process. I'm looking forward to getting much out of it myself, as giving back as much as I can to you guys. So let's make this count.